You've probably never heard of it. It's called gabapentin. Doctors are prescribing it in record numbers, but it's been flying under the drug abuse radar for years, until now. It's the morning hours, walking through Weymouth's Webb Park, when Doug Crowley says life is most still.
I enjoy myself, I look around. It's just a calmness.
But that calmness is drug-induced. It's not the medication he takes to help him withdraw from heroin. He's abusing another drug, gabapentin, chasing that heroin high.
It just gives you a sense of just togetherness and wholeness, and like you have a core.
Gabapentin is an anti-seizure and nerve pain medication. Doctors have been prescribing it as a safe alternative to opioids. But addicts have figured out, in high doses or mixed with other drugs, it can mimic an opioid euphoria.
One pill isn't going to do it. You need to take 6, 7, 8 in a day.
So good is that feeling, Crowley will use most of the day getting into Boston to score. On the street, gabapentin pills or capsules are called Johnnies.
They're $1 a piece for 800 milligrams, which is the biggest they come.
Methadone mile is like an open-air drug market, and everyone we talked to said they were taking Johnnies. They're far cheaper than other drugs, and because they're not an opioid, addicts say prescriptions are easy to get and easy to sell.
I've never felt in danger taking Johnnies. I've never felt like I was hurting myself. And I don't think anybody on the street does either.
But abuse of the drug is killing more people than ever before. The state medical examiner's office ruled gabapentin, a downer, as the cause of death in 52 overdoses last year, more than triple 2 years earlier.
You become more lethargic, sleepy, your breathing starts to become more shallow. At some point in time, if you took enough, you stop breathing altogether.
Dr. Dan Muse says gabapentin abuse caught the medical community off guard. Over the last decade, drug companies aggressively marketed its off-label uses, everything from alcohol withdrawal to anxiety, making it the country's 10th most commonly prescribed medication.
We have to be vigilant about it.
In a statement, a Pfizer spokesman said while they monitor its safety, reports of misuse and abuse with this class of medicines are limited and typically involve patients with a prior history of substance abuse.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. We're in desperate times.
Those desperate times have had Muse and a team from the Norfolk County DA's office pushing to put gabapentin on the state's prescription monitoring program in hopes of curbing abuse.
Here I have, I took 3, so I have 7 left.
As the state gets the word out to doctors, Crowley says Johnnies are getting a bit harder to get, but he won't stop taking them. He says they give him just enough high to stay off heroin, and that's worth any risk.
There's a part of you that knows you could die every day, and there's a part of you that accepts it. If it wasn't gabapentin, it would have been something else.
Gabapentin goes on the PMP this week, meaning doctors and pharmacists must track prescriptions and customers will need to show ID. We asked the state for a list of the doctors who prescribe the drug the most. They told us they track it, but by state law, don't have to share it. Allie Donnelly, NBC 10 Boston.